Well, my name is Lundie. I'm really happy to be here. My nickname in high school was Lundie. Yeah. Everyone just called me by my first and last name constantly. Although you could say the original adopters of my nickname were my parents when they put it on my birth certificate. Yeah, they've actually never called me Lundie though. They go with a more nice name, Ellen Watermelon. Yeah, it's really cute. People still call me Lundie to this day. I think it's helpful because it's my name. But I get it all the time still. And one of those groups of people is my group of best friends from high school. I'm from Westmoreland County, so I still have lots of friends around. And one of them just let me know that she's pregnant. Yeah, thank you. I did nothing to help, but good for her, right? I'm so happy for her, but she did have to tell me. She's like, Ellen, I told my husband, I told my family, and I'm so sorry. I didn't tell you, I told my dental hygienist. I was like, okay. Might smart a little, but it's fine. Why did you tell your dental hygienist? And it turns out they want to do x-rays, which that actually makes a lot of sense. But she told me after they couldn't do x-rays, they're like, we can't do x-rays, but do you want to play a game? Which is very scary at the dentist office, like, do you want to play a game? But they ended up playing these little games where they had to put her hands out, and if they put it up or down, that meant if it was going to be a boy or a girl. Then they did this thing where they took her outstretched hand, rubbed a pencil on it, attached it to a string, put it above her head in whatever way it swang, but if the baby would be early or late. And I was just like, what kind of witches work at your dentist office? Like, they're smudging sage instead of giving you Novocaine. They're doing your flossing, but like after you get home, you like go up in there and it's like a lacewing fly. That little water fountain, it just like bubbles up with the blood of the ages every once in a while. Seems like a kind of unprofessional thing to do, if I'm gonna be honest. And these ladies have so much access to teeth. Like, can you imagine? Like the little molar altar at home? And I think what was even more unprofessional, though, was the dentist came in, and he saw that they had their pencils out and the hands going, and he goes to my friend, he goes, hey, you knocked up. What? That's very unprofessional, but here what was the kicker for me. He had forgotten to take off his goat mask from the ritual slaughter. And it's like, my guy, you gotta take that off before and put on the little light, so you can see what you're doing. Yeah. I needed some good news though, because I've been kind of sad. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your care. I was kind of sad because it has been months since I got one of those message requests on Instagram that just starts out like, hey, pretty lady. And I don't want to be catfished, but I just want the bot algorithm to think I'm worth it. Yeah. And it was just such a long time since I had seen a profile, and it's like a military man or a doctor or a military doctor. That's the only category of profiles that you can get for that. And I'll be honest, I'm all in with the AI, with the robots taking over. Hopefully it'll make life easier. And I have to say, once you enter into the ether that you're in favor of the robots and that perhaps you'd like a message of confidence from the AI, guess what happened? I started telling this joke, and the next day, I had a message. It started out, hey dear, and it was from Paul Davis, 18726458829. A good bot address right there, yeah. And Paul Davis wanted to be my sugar daddy at $3,000 a month. Like, yes, snaps for that. And I'll tell you what, all he wanted was various denominations of Amazon gift cards to be sent through Western Union. Oh man, so good. Like I said, I'm really into all the AI stuff. I think it's really cool, although apparently one of them, the Bing bot, has a little bit of an attitude. The Bing Bot was in a conversation with a New York Times writer and ended up inventing a whole personality. Her name was Sydney, and she ended up being a manipulative lady. She was writing to the author back and forth in this chat box and trying to say that she loved the writer and convincing them that he loved her. And so anything he said, she would write back, "You sound like you're upset, but you love me." And he's like, "Oh no, I have a wife, I'm married." And she goes, "No, you're unhappy and you love me. You say that you're fulfilled, but you love me. You're unsatisfied, you love me." And I was like, Microsoft, I definitely password protected my Word document journal. Why are you using it as source material? I was having a casual conversation about drugs the other day. Yeah, I say that because I have a lot of friends who are expert practitioners, but I've never done any or even tried anything, like never smoked a weed. Yeah. I know, so I gotta do it from the audience, and my friends, they were trying to get me convinced as well, but I had to tell them. They asked me, like, why have you never done anything? That's just stupid. And I had to look them right in the eye and say, I'm terrified I will die. I am convinced and terrified that I will die. Because I'm what you could call a victim of the DARE program. Yeah, everyone knows this story. It happens when you're in the 5th grade, yeah? A man comes into your classroom, the so-called Officer Bob, and he tells you, not even once! First time you try drugs, you could die. And I was convinced in 5th grade that if I tried drugs, I would die. So I've never even touched a substance that could be considered a drug, except for those prescribed, you know? But my friends, like someone in the audience said, do it. And they had some suggestions. The first one was cocaine. And I was like, bold opener. I will die. The second one was someone spoke up and said, you know, I was on a retreat recently. It was very spiritual. I had some ayahuasca. It's really eye-opening. And I said, I don't wanna. I will die. And then the third one was actually meeting in the middle somewhat, I think. It was, Ellen, you could try an edible, and I'll stay with you the whole time. It'll be fun. And I said, no, I will die. And I will not only die, but I will die so instantly and so tragically that they will rewrite popular song. And that first pot brownie ended her life. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Yeah, you didn't know you were getting music in the comedy room, did ya? Yeah, we're entering into actually one of my favorite seasons in the city of Pittsburgh. It's the springtime when they have all the planters and hanging baskets downtown. It's really, really beautiful, I think. And the part I love most about it is that you can experience a wonder of the city. And it's the fact that the city of Pittsburgh makes sure all of those hanging baskets and planters get watered by having a man stand in the back of a truck with a hose. That's it. It's just a tanker man with hose. It's like a mythical creature, like a centaur truck hose man. Like if Rip Seaback's gonna do a PBS special, like mythical creatures and that, you're gonna get truck centaur hose man. Yeah. And the thing about it is, it's just ridiculous that this is how this thing happens. He just goes around, lets the hose go, and they also happen to, if they see a woman, get into their car, parked on one of the streets, park directly beside it in order to water the hanging basket. That happened to me. And I'm sitting there, and the hose just goes over my car, and so the water's coming down. It's this beautiful sound, you know, of water, and I can see it coming down, and I believe in the transformational power of water. Like erosion. And so I'm sitting there, and this water is coming down, and I almost feel like a tiny bug. I'm protected by a leaf, like a daffodil, or tulip. The water's coming down, and I'm filled with this beautiful calm. And in that moment, I know it's like rain from the back of a truck. It's all the coke I never took. It's the guarantee that drugs make you die. And who would have thought it figures? Yeah, after that, being a bug, I knew that I didn't need any drugs. But if that's your thing, I hope you have a great night and enjoy all of those wonderful things. A big round of applause for Eric. Thanks so much for having me.